So today I'm going to talk about service dogs in terms of the Canadian laws. I've done a lot of research. I've called about 60 organizations across North America to find out the laws and rules and kind of how to self-train your own dog, if anyone will do it for me or if I had to do it myself. I called the government in both the US and Canada to find out the different laws, as well as the Human Rights Tribunal and the AODA, Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act, so that's for Ontario. So I don't know if the laws are different throughout Canada, but for Ontario these laws apply. Now if you have a disability that's been documented and you have a dog that helps with that disability, or I've heard you can use other animals, I'm not too sure about that since I've only gotten my dog. All you need actually is a doctor's note. So you don't even have to get your dog certified in Canada or the US. Now in the US it's a little bit different because you have to have your dog trained specifically for your disability. So it has to do something related to your disability. So I called the US government, as I said, and sorry, I got a message. And they told me since Kobe, my service dog, gets my medication for me and gives me hugs to combat panic attacks, that I would be allowed to have him as a service dog in the United States. Now in Canada, since all I needed was a doctor's note, my psychiatrist had actually recommended a service dog, and I looked into it, like I said, and he wrote me a doctor's note, and now it actually says in the buses in Mississauga that you can either have a card from an accredited service dog organization or a doctor's note. So they're really getting with the times. The other thing is my high school told me that I couldn't have my service dog in school since he wasn't certified. I called the Human Rights Tribunal. They said since that's breaking the code, which is the government that I called, that I could actually sue them, which is they didn't want to be sued, I guess. So I wrote them a pretty polite letter explaining that it was my right, and if anyone wants to see it, then I can always send it to you just for a guideline, that it was my right, and that this is how he'd been trained. He's been allowed, you know, according to the government, and I have a doctor's note, I have all this, blah blah blah, and they actually let him in, and supposedly according to the news station, I was on TV twice and talking about this, and according to the news station and the school board, I'm the first person in Canada to self-train a service dog for anxiety and have it allowed in schools. So you have to stick up for yourself. It's not something that's an easy process. I've heard even if you can get a card, like if you can go through like the Lions Club or something, it's still not guaranteed that they'll let you into school. So, I mean, it's very difficult right now. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. Any dog can be a service dog. It doesn't matter the size, shape, or form. I guess, I mean, my dog, it's better to have a dog if you're buying one, if you don't already have one, or hopefully adopting one, which is what I did. Like adopting a rescue dog, which I think is, I bond better with animals that are grateful. But anyway, so my dog and I have really bonded first as pet and owner, and then I realized he really helped me with my anxiety, and I had been to about 40% of school since grade 2 due to my severe anxiety, and so I went to school, and I obviously they let me down, but once they let me in to school, I not only had 100% attendance, but I graduated with honors and have an academic scholarship now to college. So it's if you need a service dog, then it's really a great way to self-train your own service dog. But if you don't need one, or you just want to bring your pet around, it's not really fair to those of us that need a service dog for our disability. The other thing is you have to carry your doctor's note around with you. So if someone says, well, that's not a service dog, then you just pull out your doctor's note and explain that to them. So if anyone has any questions or comments, please reply. Now, if you think any of my information is false, you're welcome to call all the people I've called, including the Human Rights Tribunal and the AODA, and they'll clear things up for you. And even if you're at home wanting to train your own service dog, then just call them. I mean, I couldn't find one organization in North America that would be willing to self-train or willing to train my pet. So now he's a service dog and he's coming to college with me. So any questions, I'd feel free to answer. Thanks.